Have you ever noticed how some people seem to treat you differently as you get older? Maybe it's the way they speak more slowly, assume you need help with things you can do just fine, or even dismiss your opinions because of your age. If this has ever happened to you, I want you to know that you're not alone, and more importantly, you don't have to accept it. Age doesn't define your worth, and there are ways to command respect at any stage of life. Today, we're going to talk about 5 powerful ways to stop letting others treat you like you're old, and instead, show them that you're confident, capable, and full of wisdom. This isn't about being confrontational or defensive. It's about setting boundaries, carrying yourself with dignity, and reminding both yourself and those around you of the value you bring to the table. Whether you felt overlooked, underestimated, or patronized, these strategies will help you reclaim your confidence and ensure that people see you for who you truly are. In this video, we'll explore practical tips that anyone can start using right away, from how you carry yourself to how you communicate your needs. These aren't complicated or intimidating steps. They're simple adjustments that can make a big difference in how others perceive you and, perhaps more importantly, how you feel about yourself. So let's dive into the first way to command respect: standing tall and owning your presence. Let's face it, your posture says a lot about how you feel on the inside, and it also influences how others see you from the outside. When you slouch or shuffle your feet, it can unintentionally signal that you lack confidence or energy. On the other hand, standing tall with your shoulders back and head held high sends a clear message. I'm here, I'm strong, and I deserve your attention. Take Margaret, for example, a vibrant 68-year-old woman I met at a community event last year. She told me that she used to struggle with feeling invisible, especially when interacting with younger colleagues during volunteer work. Then she decided to focus on improving her posture. She started practicing sitting up straight, walking with purpose, and making eye contact during conversations. The change was remarkable. Not only did people start treating her with more respect, but she also felt more empowered and self-assured. Margaret realized that something as simple as how she carried herself could shift the dynamic in her favor. Now, you might be thinking, but what if my posture isn't great because of physical limitations? That's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Even small adjustments like rolling your shoulders back slightly or taking a moment to sit up straight before speaking can make a noticeable difference. And remember, good posture isn't just about looking confident, it's also better for your body, reducing strain on your muscles and joints while boosting your overall well-being. Next, let's talk about another key way to command respect: speaking with clarity and conviction. Have you ever caught yourself hesitating mid-sentence or softening your tone so as not to rock the boat? While it's natural to want to avoid conflict, constantly downplaying your words can lead others to underestimate you. Instead, practice speaking clearly, calmly, and with authority. When you articulate your thoughts confidently, people are more likely to listen and take you seriously. Consider Joseph, a retired teacher who turned 75 last year. After years of being interrupted or talked over in group settings, he decided to change his approach. He began pausing before speaking, ensuring his voice was steady and audible, and avoiding qualifiers like "I think" or "maybe this is silly," but over time, he noticed a shift. People started seeking his input during discussions, valuing his perspective and respecting his contributions. Joseph learned that the way he spoke was just as important as the content of what he said. Of course, finding your voice takes practice, especially if you're used to holding back. Start by paying attention to how you communicate in everyday situations. Are you apologizing unnecessarily? Are you trailing off at the end of sentences? Try replacing phrases like "sorry to bother you" with "could we discuss this?" or finishing your thoughts decisively rather than letting them fade away. These subtle changes can transform how others respond to you and how you feel about yourself. As we continue exploring ways to command respect, keep in mind that these strategies build on each other. Standing tall gives you physical presence, while speaking with clarity reinforces your inner strength. Together, they create a foundation for confidence that others can't ignore. Now that we've covered posture and communication, let's move on to another essential aspect of commanding respect: setting boundaries. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about protecting your time, energy, and dignity. Let's talk about why they matter and how to establish them effectively. Setting boundaries is one of the most empowering things you can do, especially as you navigate life after 60. It's about knowing your limits and communicating them clearly to others. Whether it's saying no to activities that drain you, asking for help when you need it, or simply letting people know what behaviors you won't tolerate. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're a way of honoring your needs and ensuring that your relationships remain healthy and respectful. Let me share a story about Ruth, a 71-year-old woman who struggled with setting boundaries for years. She had always been the go-to person in her family, the one everyone relied on for advice, errands, and emotional support. While she loved helping, she eventually found herself feeling overwhelmed and resentful. People would drop by unannounced, expecting her to entertain them or lend a hand, without considering whether she had the energy or desire to do so. One day, Ruth decided enough was enough. She started gently but firmly, letting people know when she needed space or couldn't take on additional responsibilities. For example, instead of immediately agreeing to babysit her grandkids every weekend, she began suggesting specific days that worked better for her. At first, she worried that setting these boundaries might upset her loved ones, but the opposite happened. They respected her more and appreciated her contributions even more because they knew she was choosing to be there. The key to setting boundaries is being kind but firm. You don't have to apologize excessively or justify your decisions beyond what feels right for you. A simple, "I'm sorry, I can't commit to that right now," or "I need some quiet time this afternoon," is often all it takes to establish your limits. Over time, people will learn to respect your wishes and you'll feel more in control of your own life. Remember, saying no to something that doesn't serve you creates room for the things that truly matter. Now, let's talk about another important way to command respect: staying engaged and informed. When you stay curious about the world around you and keep learning, you naturally project an aura of competence and relevance. This doesn't mean you need to master every new technology or trend. It means staying connected to what interests you and expanding your knowledge in ways that spark joy and curiosity. Whether it's reading books, watching documentaries, attending lectures, or exploring hobbies, staying intellectually active helps you remain sharp and confident in social interactions. Take Harold, for instance, a retired engineer who turned 76 last year. He noticed that during family gatherings, conversations often revolved around current events or new technologies, topics he didn't always feel equipped to discuss. Instead of withdrawing from these discussions, Harold decided to lean in. He subscribed to a few online newsletters, joined a local history club, and even took a beginner's class on using smartphones. These small efforts paid off in big ways. Not only did he feel more included in conversations, but he also discovered new passions that reignited his sense of purpose. His family and friends began seeking his opinions more often, recognizing the depth of his insights and experiences. Staying informed isn't just about keeping up with trends, it's about showing others and yourself that you're still growing, adapting, and contributing to the world. It sends a powerful message. I may be older, but my mind is active, and my perspective matters. So think about areas where you'd like to expand your knowledge or skills. Maybe it's learning more about a subject you've always been curious about, trying a new hobby, or simply staying updated on topics that interest you. Whatever it is, embrace the process of discovery. It's one of the best ways to maintain your confidence and earn respect. Another crucial aspect of commanding respect is taking pride in your appearance. Now, I'm not talking about chasing unrealistic beauty standards or spending hours getting ready each day. What I mean is putting effort into how you present yourself. It's a reflection of how you feel about yourself. When you dress in a way that makes you feel good, groom yourself with care, and carry yourself with poise, it signals to others that you value yourself and expect to be treated accordingly. Consider Mary, a 69-year-old woman who shared her experience with me during a community event. For years, she fell into the habit of wearing sweatpants and oversized t-shirts around the house, telling herself it didn't matter since she wasn't going anywhere special. But over time, she noticed that people seemed to treat her differently, almost as if they assumed she wasn't interested in engaging with the world anymore. Then one day she decided to make a change. She started wearing outfits that made her feel elegant and comfortable, styled her hair neatly, and added a touch of makeup to brighten her face. The results were immediate and profound. Friends complimented her. Strangers smiled more warmly, and even store clerks greeted her with greater enthusiasm. Most importantly, Mary felt better about herself, which translated into how she interacted with others. Taking pride in your appearance isn't vanity, it is self-respect. It's about sending the message, both to yourself and to those around you, that you deserve attention and kindness. And remember, looking put together doesn't require expensive clothes or elaborate routines. Sometimes it's as simple as wearing something that fits well, brushing your hair, or accessorizing with a piece of jewelry that makes you smile. These small acts of self-care can boost your confidence and subtly influence how others perceive and treat you. As we continue exploring these strategies, notice how they complement each other. Standing tall gives you physical presence. Speaking with clarity reinforces your voice. Setting boundaries protects your dignity. Staying informed keeps you relevant. And taking pride in your appearance enhances your self-worth. Together, these practices create a powerful framework for commanding respect at any age. Now that we've covered these 4 essential approaches, let's move on to the final piece of the puzzle: embracing your unique strengths and sharing them with the world. Confidence comes not just from how others see you, but from how you see yourself, and owning your talents is one of the best ways to shine. Let's dive into that next. Embracing your unique strengths is perhaps the most transformative way to command respect, and it's something that only you can do. No one else has lived your life, walked in your shoes, or accumulated the wealth of experiences and wisdom that you bring to the table. When you fully own who you are and share your gifts with confidence, you not only inspire others, but also remind yourself of just how remarkable you truly are. Let me tell you about Evelyn, an 82-year-old woman I had the privilege of meeting at a storytelling event last year. For decades, she downplayed her accomplishments, brushing off compliments and attributing her successes to luck or teamwork. But as she grew older, she realized that staying humble wasn't serving her. It was holding her back from being seen for all she had to offer. So she started sharing her stories, her triumphs, her struggles, and the lessons she'd learned along the way. Whether it was mentoring younger neighbors, leading workshops on gardening, a lifelong passion, or simply offering advice during coffee chats, Evelyn began embracing her role as a source of wisdom and inspiration. People didn't just respect her, they sought her out because they recognized the value she brought to their lives. The same is true for you. Maybe your strength lies in your ability to solve problems, your knack for storytelling, your patience, or your creative talents. Whatever it is, Don't shy away from letting it shine. When you step into your strengths, you naturally command respect because you're showing up authentically and contributing meaningfully. It might feel uncomfortable at first. After all, many of us were taught to be modest, but trust me, people want to see the real you. And when they do, they'll respond with admiration and gratitude. Now let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed so far. We've talked about standing tall to project confidence, speaking clearly to assert your voice, setting boundaries to protect your dignity, staying informed to remain relevant, and embracing your strengths to showcase your value. Each of these strategies builds upon the others, creating a holistic approach to commanding respect at any age. Together, they form a toolkit that empowers you to navigate the world with poise, purpose, and pride. Here's the beautiful truth. Respect isn't something you demand. It's something you earn by living authentically and treating yourself with the same kindness and regard you extend to others. When you carry yourself with confidence, communicate with clarity, honor your needs, stay curious, and celebrate your uniqueness, you send a powerful message to everyone around you. I am worthy of respect, and I will not settle for anything less. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Small changes can lead to big results. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with one area, whether it's improving your posture, speaking up more often, or setting a boundary, and build from there. Over time, these shifts will add up, helping you feel stronger, more confident, and deeply respected. If you found today's conversation helpful, I'd love to hear from you. What resonated most with you? Or maybe you've already tried some of these strategies. What difference have they made in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and I'm sure other viewers will benefit from hearing your story. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to provide tips and inspiration to help you live your best life at any age. Here's to standing tall, speaking boldly, and embracing every part of who you are. Thank you for joining me today, and remember, your age is just a number. It's your attitude, actions, and authenticity that truly define you. Until next time, take care and keep shining.